Hello, and thank you for tuning into this week's Mayor's Update. We have a jam-packed full update for you all this week. So as always, there's a lot of important information, so please feel free to share this video with your friends, family, relatives, and anyone else you think might find this information helpful over the course of the coming week. We are at the Gardner Educational Television Studio for filming this week. With the budget going on, things are a little hectic over at City Hall in my office and the clerk's office and everything with the City Council. So we changed locations this week, but it gives you a moment to see a different background than what you might be used to for these updates. But that doesn't mean the information's any less, because we have a ton that has happened this past week and is happening in the next week here. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. We want to start by letting people know that Levi Haywood Memorial Library will continues to thrill all ages with their programs. They're going to have their first ever First Responder Day that includes drones and dogs and public safety vehicles. That'll take place on Saturday, May 18th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Again, that's new this year. It's First Responder Day, where anyone of all ages can go see the drones, the equipment, the police dog, the fire dog that we have, and then the different vehicles that each department uses. Again, that'll take place on Saturday, May 18th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. The Vietnam Veterans of America's local chapter will be having their 20th annual Vietnam Veterans Memorial Ride. That is hosted by the Patriot Riders of America, Chapter 3, and that'll take place on Sunday, May 26th. Registration starts at 7:15 and will go until 9:45 a.m. with kickstands up around 10, and that takes place at the PACC, the Polish American Citizens Club. The cost is $25 per bicycle, and this is a rain or shine event. So if you're interested in participating in that, you can see the Patriot Riders Facebook page or their different other platforms for more information on how to register for that. I want to thank Jim Benton, who heads the Patriot Riders for Massachusetts and has been very involved here in the local area for keeping this event going year in after year for 20 years in a row here in Gardner. Those of you who picked up or received in the mail the Curbside Collection calendar from the Gardner Health Department may have noticed that there was a little error in this week's calendar. Yes, this was a leap year, but there is only one May 4th and only one May 1st. You'll notice that the dates fell on the correct day, but the actual numbers printed in the squares were incorrect. They were actually, May 1st this year was on a Wednesday, not on a Tuesday as pictured, and May 4th was duplicated for 2 different days on the calendar. So again, the days themselves, are corrected. That has been corrected and is on the Health Department's website page and Facebook. We have contacted E.L. Harvey & Sons, and they confirmed that they will collect yard waste beginning next week. Because again, it's the first full week of the month, so May 7th through May 10th, because there's no Monday trash collection, will be yard waste pickup, and we apologize for any confusion with that happened because of a result of the printing on the calendar. Again, the first full week of the month is when we collect yard waste, and the dates are the dates that actually fell on the legal calendar for the year. Again, May yard waste pickup will be May 7th through 10th on your regular trash day. That's also the biggest question that we get, is when during the week am I having my yard waste pickup? It's your regular trash day. So if you are a Tuesday pickup, put your yard waste out on Tuesday. The date for the spring citywide yard sale for Gardner, Massachusetts has been announced as Saturday, June 1st, 2024. More details will be released as they become available. As a reminder, the City of Gardner is not the organizer of the citywide yard sale. It's actually a group of residents that come together and put that event on privately. We just assist in the yard sale permit because we waive the yard sale permits for them for the year and for anyone who wants to participate in that. So if you have any questions about the citywide yard sale, please don't call Gardner City Hall to ask for details or how to have your your address listed. We can't add you to the list. We can certainly connect you with the organizers, but we cannot add you to the actual yard sale itself. To participate in the yard sale, what you need to do is send an email to gardneryardsale, one word, @gmail.com. That's again GardnerYardsale @gmail.com. There is no permit required to participate. Again, this is a private event, so reach out to the organizers directly. If you have any questions, we can certainly help answer questions. We just don't know that much and don't want to give you the wrong information when it comes to registering, getting your address listed, how to advertise that you're part of the citywide yard sale. All of that's done by people not at City Hall. The private organizers take care of all of that. Disc golf is about to be a thing in Gardner. The city is currently constructing a new disc golf course at Bailey Brook Park behind the playground off of Leo Drive. Disc golf is becoming quite a popular sport, and we will eventually have 8 to 9 holes up probably this year with the goal of doing a full course eventually. The course was designed by disc golf enthusiast and Gardner firefighter Benjamin Tucker. Ben Tucker has been playing the sport for nearly a decade and helped design the Hillside Disc Golf Course in Boylston. So when he heard that we were building one here in Gardner, he jumped at the opportunity to help design that. So that's already underway, and I hear that there's already people playing on the pins that are already up and getting some practice shots in. So thank you very much, Firefighter Tucker, for helping us out with that design. The course is designed to appeal to players of all ages, so if you're looking for something new to try this summer, we have a new disc golf course for you to try. So great to see that taking off here in Gardner. The Gardner Museum will be presenting their Just Policing on Thursday, May 9th. That's a presentation by the Edward Cronin. He'll give a presentation about his experience as Gardner Police Chief from 1995 to 1998. And we'll be talking about his new book, Just Policing: My Journey to Police Reform, which will be available for purchase at the event. He's an award-winning and innovative and progressive leader for police reform in both America and internationally, so a Gardner hometown hero right here. Reservations are required to attend. Again, that'll take place on Thursday, May 9th with former Gardner Police Chief Ed Cronin. We want to remind people that this coming Monday, the Greater Gardner Relay for Life will be doing their annual Light the Town Purple event at 6:30 p.m. on the front steps of Gardner City Hall. We'll be lighting Gardner City Hall purple as a way to kick off leading up to the Relay for Life. And the Relay for Life itself will take place on June 7th and 8th this year. Keep Gardner Beautiful will be having their annual Nip Hunt and Litter Cleanup this Saturday, May 4th, beginning at 8:30 a.m. until noon. Registration begins at 8:30 a.m. and this will take place at the Gardner Transfer Station over on West Street. This is a great event for everyone who's involved. I'll be there. Several other members of the community will be there. I'm told several different companies are sponsoring teams from their companies to go as part of this litter cleanup. So I want to thank Diane LeBlanc and new Keep Massachusetts Beautiful board member Lauren Saunders, our former Board of Health Director here, for putting this event on and keeping it going year after year here in Gardner. Gardner is continuing to grow and see new businesses open up here, so we want to let you all know about a couple ribbon cuttings that are upcoming here in Gardner. On Monday, May 6th at 5 p.m., Chris Guerra Broadcasting Studio will have their official ribbon cutting over at the former Simplex building on School Street. Again, that'll take place at 5 p.m. this coming Monday. White Onyx Med Spa will be having theirs on Wednesday, May 8th at 11 a.m. Onyx Roofing will take place on Wednesday, May 22nd at 11 a.m. And Joint Operations will have their official ribbon cutting on Thursday, June 6th at 12 noon. Tons of businesses continuing to open up here in Gardner. We know we'll have a little more. This past week also, Council President Kaczynskis and I, not for a ribbon cutting, but just to congratulate them on their grand opening. Party Tents and More, a new company owned by Matt Francis and Mike Grzyka, Gardner residents who are, both alumni of Gardner High School and teachers in the area, one at Gardner High School and one at Monty Tech, are continuing the party tent and Bouncy House and that side of the rentals from Taylor Rental. They'll be taking over that part of the business. So that is continuing there. So thank you very much to Matt and Mike for your continued investment here in Gardner and helping your hometown grow in our business community. Simmy's Polish Express opens this Friday, May 3rd, for their third season in Gardner from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. The family-owned business has been hard working to prepare homemade Polish cuisine for your enjoyment. Please note that they will not be in Gardner, however, on May 10th, as it is their daughter's graduation from Plymouth State University that weekend. So congratulations to the family there as well. But if you're looking for some Polish food out in front of City Hall, they're traditionally there on Fridays, and they're around the city and on different other community events in different locations all throughout the week as well. So congratulations, Simi, on another season here in Gardner. Haywood Hospital held their first annual North Quabbin and North Central Handle with Care conference at Perry Auditorium this past week with several different speakers, including our District Attorney, Joseph Early. For those of you who may be unfamiliar with the Handle with Care program, it's a partnership between the Gardner School Department, Haywood Hospital, and the Gardner Police Department on ways to help students dealing with trauma about events that happen in their home lives that may be impacting their school experiences. It's great to see so many different communities come together. It was a very well-attended event with different other nonprofits and area school districts who are looking at really taking over that type of a program and having that program in their own school district. So Gardner is setting the trend again. But it's really important, especially when it comes to students dealing with trauma, that we're providing every resource that we can for those students to make sure that their academic experiences and their experience here in Gardner are at the standard that they deserve and deserve to be at. And that's one of the ways that this program helps promote that here in Gardner. So thank you to everyone over at Haywood Hospital, Haywood Healthcare, the Gardner Police Department, and the Gardner School Department for who's been involved with those efforts since day one, because they're continuing to grow and expand each and every day. I'd like to also say a special thank you to St. Paul's Episcopal Church here in Gardner. They got a grant recently from the Bjorling Foundation to expand their community gardens that they have at their facility over on Cross Street. They now have 27 beds for raised garden beds for community gardens. And all of the produce grown there goes directly to the CAC's food pantry to be given out to the community, to those in need. So I want to thank Father Timothy Krellin for the work that he does each and every day in the community, as well as the entire congregation for St. Paul's Episcopal Church for the work that they do day in and day out over for the city with their prayers and service that they do for us. I'd like to say a special congratulations to Haywood Healthcare CEO Rosanna Penny, who this past week was named as one of the Power 100 for the Worcester Business Journal. Myself, Rosanna Penny, the owner of Smith's Country Cheese over in Winchendon, former Gardner resident who owns Caroline's Cannabis, and several others, 100, North Central Mass Chamber of Commerce President and CEO Rory Nascimento, were all named as the Power 100 for this year. This list by the Worcester Business Journal's editorial staff puts together the top 100 people who have the most amount of influence in their professions over the central Massachusetts economy. So it's great to see so many people from the area be selected for this list, and I want to thank the Worcester Business Journal for my inclusion on this list as well, and looking forward to continuing to grow Gardner and put Gardner on the map across Worcester County, the Commonwealth, the region, and the nation as a whole. The Massachusetts Department of Transportation began working on the Uptown Rotary this past week. You'll notice that there have been several traffic detours put in place. That work is going to be continuing from now through November, so make sure you are adding extra time to your commute if you're going around the Uptown Rotary. There will always be a route open to the hospital, so if you need to use the hospital for either medical services, emergency services always has their ways to get to the hospital as well. But just know that that will always be there, but make sure that if you're driving in the area, you give yourself a little bit of extra time there, because especially with school traffic until school's out, it's going to get a little congested on Pearl Street. So make sure you're taking note of that before you leave on your commutes to and from work. Speaking of Massachusetts Department of Transportation, the airport did just receive 2 grants, one of just over $400,000 from MassDOT to put a new apron on the airport's runway system, and then for a new heating system over at the airport as well. So thank you very much to our partners over at the Massachusetts Department of Transportation for their continued investment in Gardner, to our Airport Commission and our airport manager, Isabel Davis, for the work that you continue to do to grow Gardner Airport. I don't think there's ever been this much investment in the city's airport, and looking forward to seeing how that can continue and expand and grow as we move forward. The city's IT department, under the direction of IT Director Bob O'Keefe, this coming couple weeks will be installing new Starlink internet service over at Monument Park. So those new satellite internet receptors will be put on the bandstand over at Monument Park that will allow for free public Wi-Fi over at Monument Park for any events that occur at the bandstand, or people who are attending those events or just visiting Monument Park. Our goal is by Memorial Day, we will have free public Wi-Fi over at Monument Park. So thank you very much to Director O'Keefe for your continued work and really bringing about new ways to bring Gardner into the 21st century, and to Todd Hall, his staff as well. I'd like to say a special congratulations to Gardner's Assistant Director of Veterans Services, Corey Hasselman, who this past week was elected the new president of the Gardner Veterans Council. The Veterans Council is the group that puts on the annual events for Memorial Day and Veterans Day every year, made up of the different organizations for veterans here in Gardner: the Montechusett Veterans Outreach Center, the Disabled Veterans of America, the American Legion, the Veterans of Foreign War, the Vietnam Veterans, the Patriot Riders. All of those have a seat on the Veterans Council, as does Gardner's Veterans Service Office. So Corey is their new president. He was also recently honored by a couple different organizations with what's called a Quilt of Valor for his service to veterans here in the greater Gardner area. So congratulations, Corey, on your work to help, Gardner honor those who have served our country in the ways that we should be doing, in the way that Gardner proudly has always done so. With that said, we want to remind people that the Memorial Day Parade is coming up now that we're in May. That will take place on actual Memorial Day. More information as to the timing, the parade route from the American Legion down Central Street to Monument Park, and the timing for when those will take place will be released in later updates once those details are finalized by the Gardner Veterans Council. The Senior Center will be helping veterans in the area attend the WooSox Veterans Appreciation Night, and that will take place on May 18th. So if you would like to attend that and you are a senior, feel free to contact our Senior Center Director, Mike Ellis, at the Gardner Senior Center for more information on how to participate. There is some limited transportation that is available for that event, so if you're looking to participate in that, make sure you get a hold of the Senior Center soon so that they can include you on their list. The City Clerk's office asked us to give out a couple of reminders. The city's annual census is out right now, so please make sure that if you receive that in the mail, you return that. That is something that annually has to be done by the City Clerk's office, so that is currently out. It is also May. For the month of April, we actually waived all late dog license fees. However, those $10 fees for having a late dog license are now in effect. We do have a list. Citations will be coming out soon, so make sure even if you do have to pay that late fee, you avoid the citation by going to register your dogs if you already haven't. We are just about on par with where we were last year at this time, but we know that we're probably about 75% of the way there with the dogs that were registered last year and where we are at this year. A lot of people don't know actually too that if you go and bring your animal to the vet and get them a rabies shot, the vet actually sends City Hall a copy of the rabies certificate directly. So if you don't license your dog and we get a notification from your vet that they have recently vaccinated your dog with a rabies shot, that's actually how we build a list of finding out who hasn't registered or not registered their dog. So if you think it's something that can just kind of slide by for now, your vet's kind of already told us that you have the animal. So make sure you do get that in to avoid any late costs. If you just forgot, nothing to worry about there. Like I said, there is a $10 late penalty that is now in effect. Gardner, Leominster, and Fitchburg are doing a Tri-City Takeover Day over at Polar Park for the WooSox game that will take place on Saturday, July 6th at 4 p.m. The WooSox organization has been doing different community takeover days. However, they've become so popular, they've started to combine different communities together on the same day. So the Tri-City Takeover Day of Gardner, Fitchburg, and Leominster, again, will take place at the WooSox game on Saturday, July 6th, from beginning at 4 p.m. We highly recommend you get your tickets soon so that you can attend on that day. It's going to be a great time, and I'm sure it's going to be just a fun way to celebrate us here in North Central Massachusetts down in the Worcester area. That concludes this week's Mayor's Update. As always, if you have any questions on anything that was said at all, please feel free to contact my office at any time, and we'll be happy to answer any questions on anything going on. I did recently submit my budget to the City Council for the upcoming fiscal year of just about $88 million. We'll be talking a little bit more about that in subsequent updates, but that is available on the Mayor's page on the city's website. So we have been getting a couple of questions on where it's available, when it will be available, how it's available. You can find that there. We'll dig into that a little deeper next week. But until then, I hope you have a great day, enjoy the warmer weather we're having, and I look forward to speaking with you next week. Thank you very much, and have a great day.